Alright, this is a battle against Johnny688o of Game FAQs. And right now the video is looking a little blurry to me, but I hope that's not too big of a problem. So he comes out with his Jirachi, which is choice scarfed, and he iron heads and makes me flinch. Then I switch out to Fortress, he iron heads, and he switches to Zapdos while I put down a Stealth Rock. And I don't want to take a Heat Wave, or I'm expecting a Heat Wave, so I switched to Heatran, but he actually Thunderbolts, and this does a lot of damage. So I overheat here, but I'm thinking I should have exploded. I think that would have done more damage because Zapdos is very special defensive. So I switch in my Dusknoir, and I expected to be able to take a Thunderbolt, but this Zapdos is definitely choice spec'd, and Thunderbolt does a lot of damage. I Nightshade and then finish it off with Shadow Sneak, and so that Zapdos isn't coming back to bug me. And even though my Dusknoir is a special defense, or mostly trained in special defense, it can still take some physical hits pretty good. So I Will-O-Wisp. I take a Bullet Punch and I Will-O-Wisp. Then I switch out to Fortress, and he Bullet Punches again to try and finish off my Dusknoir. And so then he sends out Melodic, and I use this opportunity to Toxic Spikes. And then I'm not going to keep Fortress in there. So I go to Umbreon, another special defender. He Surfs. And then I'm going to Wish here with my Umbreon. And he Toxics, which isn't too terrible for my Umbreon, especially since I've got leftovers and I'm going to Wish anyway. And it Synchronize poisons him, in which I was hoping he'd switch out and get poisoned anyway. But he switches to Infernape, and I switch into Dusknoir at the same turn that he switches. And then I get my Wish comes true here, and I recover a lot of HP. And he takes a little hit from poison. And I was hoping that my Dusknoir here could take the hit. I don't really have anything else besides Heatran, who's dead right now, that can take a physical fire move like Flare Blitz, or nothing I wanted to switch into. So I was hoping Dusknoir could take the hit and rest up, but that didn't happen. So he switches to Latias, and I Fake Out first, just because first turn I switch out, and I want to do some damage. It doesn't do that much, but I Pursuit here, just because I think hopefully that Hitmontop is bulky enough to be able to take a hit from Latias, or that he's going to think I'm going to switch, and so he Calm Minds, and I get the Pursuit off without a problem, and then I Mach Punch to finish him off. And so he sends his Jirachi back in, and I switch out to Fortress, and he Iron Heads. And so this is when I set up my Reflect, and he puts in Scissor, which now really doesn't stand a chance against my Fortress, or most of my Pokemon, because he's Will-O-Wisped, and there's a Reflect up, so he superpowers my Umbreon, which really doesn't do a lot of damage at all. And he gets killed by his Burn. I recover leftovers and take some damage from poison. And he sends an Infernape. And I think I got a little greedy here. I should have probably have switched back into Fortress, but I was hoping with the Reflect up that maybe Umbreon could take the hit, maybe he could Wish, and I could switch out to Latias to bring his health up. But that didn't happen, and he close combats and kills my Umbreon, but I come right back and kill his Infernape with Latias. So he's got Melodic left, and I switch out to Hitmontop, because Hitmontop's got a pretty decent special defense stat, so he can take a couple Ice Beams or whatever he's going to throw at me. And I just trying to wear this guy down, Fake Out, and hoping he takes damage from poison each turn. But I don't expect Hitman tap to be able to survive entirely. And I think he keeps ice beaming because he doesn't want me to switch back into Latias. And I don't want to switch back into Latias because I don't want to lose Latias. But I switch back in now because I know that I can outspeed it. And if he would have switched into Jirachi, I would have just switched back into Fortress. So the only Pokemon he's got left now is Jirachi. And I'm going to switch out to Fortress because I think he's going to Iron Head again. That's what he's been doing the whole game. But lo and behold, he Thunderbolts. And this was a neat little surprise that this Jirachi actually has a special attack. But it doesn't matter too much. I explode. I don't kill him, but I take him down pretty good. And because the Jirachi is Choice Scarfed, and I know that my special defense of my Latias is enough that I can take a Thunderbolt, and I can finish this up. But it was a good game, and I'm glad I finally won one, or I was able to post one of my wins.